Welcome everyone to MRM Sports Right Here, man. I'm your host, Ronald M. It's Champions League football. If an Arsenal or Manchester United fan, take a back seat. This is not about you. Your day is on Thursday. This is not about you. This is Champions League football, the top tier of European football. This is where Chelsea and Barca belong. My teams belong. Anyway, guys, this is match week 3 preview show. With some big matches coming up, with some huge, important matches coming up. A big match for Liverpool, a big match for Tottenham Hotspur, big match for Barcelona, even for Chelsea as well, man. The first matches which will kick off on Tuesday, which is today, yes, Tuesday the 4th. Is it the 4th? Yes, Tuesday the 4th of October, man. We have an early kickoff of Bayern versus Pilsen. I think Bayern will take this team to the sword. I can expect Bayern won their last match in the Bundesliga 4-0. On Friday, I can expect them to win this match, maybe another 5 or 6-0, and Bayern at home. You know that Bundesliga machine, that German machine, when it's on form and at home, it can hit any team for 6-7. So I think this is a straight victory for Bayern. Then we have Marseille versus Sporting. Marseille and Sporting, let me see. Sporting did humble, Conte. So maybe they're on a roll, but then they're away from home. So it'll be interesting to see how they play against Marseille. I expect Sporting to get a result here. Maybe a draw and away win. And then these are the early kickoffs. We have the late 8 o'clock kickoffs. I think it's 9 o'clock this time. In this part of the world, it's 9 o'clock. And we have Ajax versus Napoli. Napoli are the team on fire in the Champions League for me at the moment. Them and Manchester City and Real Madrid, I think they're the teams which are actually on fire. Not taking away anything from the big teams like your Bayern Munich or PSG, but then I've been quite impressed by what Napoli have done, what they did to Liverpool, what they did to Rangers as well. So they'll be playing Ajax away from home. Ajax is a tricky side. They gave Liverpool a run for their money. It was a late winner for Liverpool against Ajax. And this Napoli team which turned over Liverpool, which was a glorious day for some of us, which also turned over Rangers. I expect Napoli to try and get something. If Napoli wins this match and they top the group, then it's a dangerous ground for Liverpool, because in the round of 16, they get to be drawn against the bigger teams of the Champions League. So again, I'll go for maybe a Napoli away draw, yes. Then we have Club Brugge versus Atletico Madrid. I'm not a fan of how Atletico Madrid play football. Genuinely, not that I don't like counter-attack or defensive-minded football. I enjoy the dark arts of football. But then at times I feel like the squad is too talented to play that kind of football, even against an average team. You know, you never see a match where Atletico Madrid actually dominate, even when you watch too much La Liga. I love La Liga football. You never see a match where Atletico actually dominate from the word go. They always try to hang in there or hit the team on the counter. So I don't know, man. I think they'll be there for the taking, but then maybe the quality will just stand out at the end of the day. Maybe the likes of Griezmann, I know he's been a sub lately, and what's the kid's name? Yeah, the João Felix. I think that quality might, Labo Korea, they might just step up a bit and get the 3 points for Diego Simeone. And then you have FC Porto versus Leverkusen. This one I can see Porto is at home, Leverkusen is away. I can see a draw. And then we have the Europa League winners versus Tottenham Hotspur, Frankfurt versus Spurs. Man, I would love for Spurs to lose this match. I would love for Spurs to lose this match away from home. I think, for me, Spurs deserve to be in the Europa League. They deserve to be battling Arsenal and Man United in the Europa League. I would love for Spurs to lose this match. But I think Conte wanted a reaction from what happened in the North London derby. So maybe, just maybe, they might get something. But again, I wouldn't put it past them to lose this match. Because Frankfurt, if you saw the Frankfurt which played in the Europa League, which actually beat Barca in the Europa League and did eliminate West Ham and went all the way to win the Europa League against Rangers, they might surprise Spurs. I'll be hoping and praying they do surprise Spurs. But again, you can't take away the quality that Spurs has. That front three of Richarlison, Son and Harry Kane. You can't take it away from them. And it will be interesting to see how they respond to the North London derby humiliation. And Conte did take them out in the 7th minute when it was now 3-1 and they thought the game was over and done with. So maybe it was just keeping them fresh for this particular match. But it'll be interesting to see, man, how they pan out. I just hope My heart wants Spurs to lose, but then my footballing brain might just says maybe they might get something, maybe a score draw or maybe even nick it to 1-0. Yeah, and then we go into for me, the biggest match of the night. Inter Milan versus Barcelona versus FC Barca, the Lewandowski-led Barcelona. You know, this season I'm feeling actually pretty good about the Champions League for Barca. I don't expect us to go back to Europa. Like, I genuinely don't. I know Bayern did do what Bayern does to Barca, which is defeat us. But then it was a good match against Bayern. We did have some clear-cut chances. But another day, Lewandowski could have buried those chances. And I expect him to step up against Inter Milan. And you know what? For Romelu Lukaku's sake, as a Chelsea fan, for Romelu Lukaku's sake, I want Inter to play in the Europa League. I wish Inter will fall to the Europa League. And if you think about it, the group is Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Pilsen. I don't know how to pronounce the last team. But, and out of those three big teams, only two can go through. And my heart is on Inter, is on Bayern Munich and Barcelona, and Inter fall into Europa. So if Barca don't step up, they might find themselves in Europa. But I expect Lewandowski to terrorize the team. I've seen Dembele's been a bit on form, but it actually all falls on Xavi. If Xavi doesn't play Piqué, doesn't decide to play Busquets in the midfield, I think we can dominate, because Busquets, at times, it becomes a liability for the team. Even Piqué becomes a liability for the team. We brought in so many players, man. We need to start building a team for the future. Yes, Busquets has been a loyal, excellent service for us. But then, at times, it becomes like a J5, like a Jorginho, if a Chelsea fan, and it becomes too liable. When the teams are hitting us on a counter or when he fails to control the match, it becomes too much of a liability. So I'd love to see Xavi pick a team which is strong to show that he wants to finish second, or if there's any chance, actually overtake Bayern Munich for that first place position, man. And then we have the Liverpool versus Rangers at Anfield. Will Rangers put on a Brighton performance? I think they're capable of it. I mean, they went all the way to the Europa final, and they were a bit unlucky. I don't want to say they deserve to lose the match, but then to lose the Europa League final, I mean, against Frankfurt. But then for them to go all that way, and they did beat Dortmund last season, to go all the way to the Europa final, I think I'll give them a slight chance. If they can make it a bit hostile for Liverpool, get that goal on a counter, or play their way through the Liverpool mid, and I expect them to target Trent Alexander-Arnold's flank. I expect them to fully target that flank. And with Robertson not there, Liverpool's back four is a bit vulnerable. Van Dijk is not the same Van Dijk. I don't know what's happening with him. Maybe it got into his head too much that he's the best defender in the world. But a part of me wants Liverpool to be in that crisis mode, like full crisis mode, where tomorrow we wake up and Klopp is putting out all fires, defending Trent as usual, claiming the midfield is better. And you know what, on the midfield subject, I don't understand how Arta, the guy that signed on loan from Juventus, I used to watch that guy when I was at Barcelona at a lot. And for me, at some point, I really believed it was going to be a genuine mainstay in that Barca midfield. I don't know what happened. And he moved on to Juventus. But then I feel, for me, he's better than Milner. I'll put my hand up and say I think he's better than Charles Mina. He might be better than the Carvalho and the Elliott. That he has experience of Champions League football. So if Klopp doesn't start him today next to Fabinho and either he plays Fabinho, Thiago and Arta, or Fabinho, Henderson and Arta. If Arta doesn't start, I'll be shocked. Like, I'll be definitely shocked if he doesn't start. And you expect Klopp to start Nunes. Nunes might start again. I think Klopp has to go with his big team. Nunes, I don't know if Jota will start or Firmino, since Firmino is on form, will start. Or, yeah, I mean, but I expect Darwin Nunes to start. I think for me, and also Diaz. I think Diaz has to start. I think Diaz is another tricky player. You saw against Brighton when he came on that he actually tried to change the game, actually became the creative outlet. So I would expect him again to start. I think if he goes with Diaz, Nunes and Salah, or Diaz, Firmino and Salah, then it's a stronger front three. But I think he needs the out-and-out striker. He needs, because with Nunes, what I've noticed, he brings a different dimension. Yes, Firmino plays the false nine position perfectly to the T. But then at times you need that out-and-out striker. Look at what City are doing with Haaland. I'm not saying Nunes is on Haaland's level, but then at times having that recognized solid number 9, I think it will help him more. And he has to try and get Salah more involved centrally. Because if Salah doesn't pick up his form, I'm afraid Liverpool, imagine if Liverpool falls to the Europa League position. Just think about it. You have two of the biggest teams in England historically, Manchester United and Liverpool in the Europa League. That would be something. I think that would be a handover guard in the Premier League. To have those two teams in the Europa League, that would be massive. So Klopp can't afford to draw or lose this match. And I think he needs the 3 points. He definitely needs the 3 points. And then hope that whenever he plays Napoli again, they can get a point and actually top the group. Because for them to finish second in the group, that would be a tricky move for Liverpool, man. But then I'll be supporting Rangers, obviously. Like I'll be cheering Rangers on, hoping they pull a shocker. And you know the Rangers, the Rangers fans are a bit crazy, man. If you watch the Europa League, I never watched the Scottish Premier League, but then I used to watch a lot of Europa League last season, and they always support the team. They always bring it on, man. So it'll be interesting to see how the game pans out. But I'll give it Liverpool, maybe a 3-1 victory. Yeah, I'll give it to Liverpool. And then the games on the Wednesday, the 5th. The early kickoffs of Leipzig versus Celtic, Salzburg versus Dinamo Zagreb. Then also have Benfica versus PSG. That'll be a huge match. Then you have the Chelsea, the mighty Chelsea the Blues, my team, versus AC Milan. A must win for Chelsea. A definitely must win for Chelsea. Imagine if Giroud comes back and scores a hat-trick at Stamford Bridge. Man, that would be something else. Then you get the Juventus versus Maccabi. Man, if Maximo Allegri loses this match for Juventus, I think he might be fired. Because Juventus haven't kicked off properly and they're struggling a bit. So it's a huge match for Juventus. And then you have Man City versus FC Copenhagen. Man, it'll be interesting to see if Pep gives Haaland the whole 90 minutes. I think that would be a hint for the Premier League weekend match as well against Southampton. And for FPL managers like me, if City's 3-0 up first half, I can see Pep just changing almost half of the team second half to keep them fresh again for the weekend. But I expect City to win this match. Then you have Real Madrid, the current holders, versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Benzema missed the penalty weekend, and actually Madrid drew the match. So I think, well, it's Champions League, it's Madrid's playground, man. You can't think anything other than the Madrid win. You know, and they're home, and you know Carlo Ancelotti. That guy is always calm. I think he's the calmest manager in the technical area. He never shouts, he's just calm, you know, he has that side look that he gives his players, and then they just turn it on like that. So I expect nothing less but a Madrid win. Then the final match of the night will be Sevilla versus Borussia Dortmund. You know, these teams are part of the City group, so it's actually a battle to finish second. And the way they both played against City will be telling. I mean, it was bad for Sevilla to lose that match. I think it was 4-0 or so. And I think if Dortmund gets an away win on this match, you would expect Dortmund to finish second and go through to the round of 16, man. But then, again, this is interesting times in the Champions League. Around match day 3, you'd expect your normal culprits to get victories, but then they have huge matches. I think the Chelsea game is big, the Liverpool game is big, the Barca versus Inter Milan game is big. Those are the 3, for me, tailing matches that any of those teams, if they're not careful, they can go down to Europa League, and it will be a disaster because they are big clubs. I think for Chelsea to fall down to the Europa, Graham Potter will come under serious pressure because the group, when you look at the group on paper, it's not such a difficult group. And then for Barca to go down to Europa second season in a row, Xavi will be under so much pressure. For Inter Milan as well, for AC Milan, the current Serie A title holders, for them to fall down to Europa again, it would be quite a huge problem. So I would expect, again, for Liverpool to fall down. I mean, for Klopp, that would be signaling the end of Klopp, I think, if he ends up falling down to Europa League. So it's quite a huge match for these teams, man. But yeah, we will react to the results after tonight's matches. Hopefully, there'll be some shockers on Liverpool side and Spurs side. There'll be some shockers. And of course, we'll also react to tomorrow's matches, man. And we hope we get quality football. Champions League hardly disappoints. That's where you see that in British teams, although it's claimed they're the best teams in the world, most of them, but then at times you see that some of these European teams from other leagues, man, from La Liga, Serie A, from French League, man, they are quality teams. They know how to play tactical and technical football, man. So it'll be interesting to see the games. And I'm hoping Rangers and Frankfurt have to pull on a shocker. They have to shock the world and just shake Premier League a bit and give us more talking points, man. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and like and share the video around all the social media pages, man. I'm your host, Ronald M. This has been fun, guys. I'll continue to give you more Champions League content and more breaking news and more managers being sacked. I think Champions League might lead to some managers losing their jobs. Imagine if Klopp falls down. I don't think he'll be fired, but then he'll be under so much pressure. And if he doesn't get top 4, will he quit? Will he walk away? Will Conte walk away if they can get knocked to the Europa League, where I think they deserve to be, and they get knocked out of Europa again with a fall-off? I know I'm jumping the gun already, but I can't wait for the Champions League football, man. As you know, I love football, so we'll see what will happen next, guys. I'm your host, Ronald M. This has been fun. Don't forget to check out our next video. Cheers.